by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Sundays and Wednesdays, yeah. 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. It's the Crew and you. Let's go.
You can't get any better.
Best thing about it, the way he did it the right way.
With the Crew and you, to the Crew and you.
Do y'all have anything to say about
What up, baby? Welcome to the Crew and you. Congratulations to my dog, Chuck Little John, the OG.
Y'all didn't notice I've been changing hats all night, have you?
No.
You've been doing that. And so, look, let me tell you, those dudes were the first one that I ever seen with the full tracksuit and no drawers. You know what I'm saying?
Understand that you can be at the bottom, you can be anything you want to be, and when that happens, you can be a champion like me.
Can you imagine 100 people just all yelling?
With the Crew and you, to the Crew and you. With the Crew and you, to the Crew and you.
What up, baby? Welcome to the Crew and you. I'm your boy G. To my right hand side, we got the OG. We signed our players, Chuck Little John, and underneath us both, we have Decatur's favorite reality star, Corey Davis. What's up, my dogs?
Wait. Grinning too, like he on TV or something.
I know, right? I'm Decatur. Look, it's indicator now. That's indicator.
Decatur's favorite. I love it, man, and I think it's true. You know, I see no lies spoken right there, my dog. Reality
Decatur
star.
ain't big, but I'm for sure.
Absolutely. Decatur where it's great is what they call it, right? All right.
Look,
So
let me tell you real quick. I had a guy walking behind me. We was at work, and he said, "Man," and I didn't even know he watches the show, man. Guy named Dexter. Big shout out to Dexter. He said, "You going home?" Yeah, he said, "Trying to do that reality show." And I just turned, and I was like, "I got one question for you. Did you subscribe? Did you press like? Did you do?" He said, "Well, I watch it when I'm in the truck." Hey, look, I appreciate it, bro. That's all I do.
And Dexter Sanford, I'm sure that's who it is.
That's it. Yep.
Go subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Anybody that may be new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, and tell us how you feel about the show. All right, man. This is episode 88. Season 5. We have a great show for you, man. Let's welcome everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Remember, when you come to the channel, tell a friend, bring a friend, and when you come, don't come by yourself. Let's say what's up to my dog, Kamarie White, the Christians Podcast, and anybody else that may be out there. I see there's a couple people out there already. Please put your name in the chat, man. Let us recognize who you are. Let us say what's up to you. This is an interactive show, so we love to interact with you all, man. So we have a great show today. We're going to talk a little bit about what we ended with last week on Wednesday about the RG3 Ryan Clark situation, the saga. And there has been a update to that whole saga situation, man. But I still want to get you all's take, so we didn't get deep into it last time. So I want to get you all's take on it as well. And also we got to get into the NBA conference finals. And we've had some good games, and we had some comebacks. We had some exciting stuff that happened, and we had some blowouts. So we'll talk about that as well. And then there is some WNBA basketball going on. I see a couple comments that happened that they're already trying to predict who's going to be the MVP. We're on like game 4 in the WNBA, which is crazy.
Wow.
Let these people let these women play first, like and then let's later on try to figure out who the MVP is going to be. All right. So then we'll also talk about there's maybe a new track league that's starting up by Michael Johnson. And yeah, if everybody remember Michael Johnson, the track star from the 96 Olympics who wore the gold cleats. 96 Olympics was that was here in Atlanta, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that he's coming up with a league to kind of promote track. Track. You don't hear about track unless it's the Olympics, and he's trying to get some more eyes watching that, man. So we got those things that we will be talking about, but we will start off in our first segment, man. What's up, James Littlejohn, my dog Phil Harris? Absolutely, man. And I have to start this show off by saying happy birthday to my dad, Larry Wright, a regular on the show. Today is his birthday. I believe it's his 77th birthday.
Don't do that. You say you believe. How old is your dad?
76, 77, maybe 78.
Oh my God.
In between them numbers right there. Between 76 and 78.
Oh, I have
Hey, man,
mercy.
hey, OG, this is the second time this dude done did that, man. I gotta call my brother and ask him. Come on, man. Happy birthday, Big Larry. Golly.
Hey, Mr. Right.
Yeah,
Look, and then you see how he said between 76 and 77. In between?
yeah, 78, 76 and 78. It's one of them, man. It's one of them.
Let's see. He is.
What is that? The OG finna tell you how old your dad is.
My daddy is. Let's see.
What you looking up, OG?
Looking up on where I look for everything about somebody.
Wikipedia.
Facebook.
He Google it. Oh, Facebook. Okay.
Hey,
I was gonna
Facebook
say-
tells it all.
I gotta make sure I got
Facebook,
the Mr. Right. Okay, I got the right Mr. Right. So
Okay.
Mr. Wright was born in 1950.
1950. So he's 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You said 77, 78. Oh my.
Happy 75th birthday, Pop. Happy 75th birthday.
Oh, he gave him some extra years. And then he said between 76, 78. Wow.
Okay.
Happy
so
birthday,
that
nigga.
means Pop had me when I was when he was 25, I believe.
That man starting to do some math now. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Mickey George says happy birthday, Mr. Wright. Ryder John says happy birthday, Pop. All right, man. My people, I'm still in these streets. James Littlejohn, man. All right, for our first segment, man, let's give our wonderful sponsor, none other than Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, a big shout out.
Everybody drink responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you once again, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our very first segment. All right, man, let's go ahead and get into our first segment. And this is a hot topic. It's kind of made a turn from what it was before, but let's see if I want to get you all's take on it, man. I'm going to play a little clip from the Pivot and from RG3's podcast with his wife. Let's go.
Case like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player. Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball, not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and in WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. I want y'all to realize that. Now, I heard a lot of people say that I or others have made Angel Reese the villain. Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy?
Able to read the expression.
All right. So that is RG3's take after the Caitlin Clark foul on Angel Reese in a game like 3 weeks ago. Or like 3 games ago, 2 games ago, whatever it may be. All right. So I want to get you all's take on just that part of it right now. Let's start with you, OG. And how do you feel his take was about the whole incident? And does he have a point?
So we just talking about the whole incident. We talking about everything he said.
Everything he said. Everything he said. We already talked about the incident when it happened, but now his take.
But one thing he's saying is that, which y'all been beating this dead horse too, about everything changing in the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark, which I never have agreed with.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing he said was that he tried to say that everything is changing in the NCAA because of Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't agree with that.
Right.
But we kind of already touched on the fact about what Ryan Clark said. I don't agree with, I guess, with putting his wife into the mix. I guess this argument is between me and you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like, I agree with RG3 on that family should not be involved in it. It's just a back and forth between me and you.
Okay.
No need to bring anybody's family into it. I mean, I disagree with your family life, but that's all well and good. That's something that I don't agree with it. But it don't have anything to do about the argument that we're doing between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
That's my viewpoint. But the other things you said that I don't agree with and I haven't agreed with yet. About she's the sole one that's changing the WNBA with, you and Corey were saying that last year. But there were people there before her that's kept this league going. So, she brings some insight to the league, and she may bring some attendees to the league. Some of them, there's some of the ones that Kanisha pointed out a couple of weeks ago that may be saying some of these derogatory statements too.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the good with the bad, and those derogatory statements are definitely bad. And I hope the WNBA do something about that. But my take is I don't agree with what he's saying as far as her being the shining star for the NCAA and the WNBA.
WNBA. Okay. So you kind of, you're just saying like, well, there's more to it than just Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is, she's a major star in the league, but she's not the only person in the league that make this league grow. And I understand that. Corey, on RG's statement about this, how he portrayed her, Angel Reese, and her speaking and all. How did you feel about that whole thing?
Say that again. What was the question?
He was portraying her when he was doing his monologue of how.
Oh, yeah. So that came out last year with the whole movement. So I stand on the fact that not that I'm disagreeing with what OG saying, because he like I said, we disagreed with this for the past year. What I'm saying when it comes to Caitlin Clark, it brought out a lot more sponsors, a lot more recognition. Like I said, though, you're right. There have been women that's been there paving the way for a long time, and they have yet to get their just dues. And I think that's one of the main reasons that Cheryl Swoops has had the biggest chip on her shoulder when it came to Caitlin Clark. But what it did was, because she's given homage to those players that's been here, if we're just speaking candidly in here on the truthfulness level, it gave white people a reason to put their money where their mouth is, and that's what they rather put their money on Caitlin Clark because of her skin color. The fact that one of the reasons that I like the way Caitlin Clark has handled it is because she doesn't just leave him out. She doesn't just take the ball and run with it. She does give them props. To go back to the RG3 situation and what Ryan Clark was saying, RG3, you're right. He's chosen a line, and that line is, and we all know it's white women, right? And what Ryan was saying was he doesn't understand the plight of the black female athlete. So how can he speak on this when he goes home at night and he talks to a white woman about these situations and not a sister? Now, the terrible thing about this is what it did was it brought now unwanted attention on Ryan Clark's wife. Because now we got people out there that they're showing, that have brought his wife into the situation. Now I see why he's complaining, because look at his wife. And that was unwanted. And I like the OG said, I agree with RG3 saying we should not have brought women and children. We shouldn't bring women and children in this when we have opinions on our own. We never do that. We disagree as a show with TCY family. Everybody disagrees, but it doesn't get personal. It never gets personal. You don't bring in another scenario behind your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think me and OG definitely agree with that part, that this has nothing to do with it. If you talking about me, let's talk together. We talking about each other. It ain't got nothing to do with my wife. It ain't got nothing to do with my children. It ain't got nothing to do with like I said, the color of their skin. It shouldn't have anything to do. Man. But with that being said, like I said, RC's statement ends up bringing the women in this. Because if you look at TikTok, Facebook, now you got the masses of comparing women when that's not fair. They're doing the same thing with Caitlin and Angel Reese. It's not fair. These are two different players. These are two different atmospheres on social media, all of that. But nevertheless, they are tied together. But I will stand on this, and I will say this here. And I said it before, and I think I got some small flack from my sister Crystal. All I'm saying is I did not want Angel to become a victim, to become the bad guy. I don't want her to be the bad guy. I don't want her to lose the bad. But I don't want her to get frustrated with the two situations. They're two different type players. They're in two different type atmospheres. I don't want Angel Reese attacked on the court by people in Indiana. Nowhere. But they are significantly tied together. And now you got two analysts who are now, beefing with each other because of how one person lives, and then the other person on how he sees how that person lives. And like I said, on both ends of the spectrum, it's unfair.
And I think it was something that's kind of boiled over from the time where they have worked together. Now I'm referring to RG3 and Ryan Clark. And it seems like from some statements that has come out now that they really didn't work, bond with each other while they work together. And I think the statements that RG3 has come out and said, Ryan has attacked that or jumped on that because of what he knows about him already. So those statements that he did make were probably something that was preemptive, something that he's already thought already. And so when it happened, he was like, there it goes. This is what you've always been, this person. And it kind of boiled over and brought his wife into it, which shouldn't have. And he has come out and apologized for bringing his wife into it. But at the same time, he stands on what he said. And I'm gonna try to play the rest of that clip right now. Let's see if we can take it on here.
Their character, know their perspective, but he does understand hate, because I think of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household?
Okay, that's what we just talked about. So this is why he said that. So this is his apology right here.
Up in me trying to make a point about how having Black women close to you and the things that you learn from them can help you in the way that you approach and speak to and about them. She didn't need to be the illustration of that. I could speak positively about what they are without making the insinuation that it's something that I'm doing the exact same thing, or it may have seemed that I did the exact same thing to her that I'm trying to keep people from doing to Black women.
All right. So that was Ryan apologizing for bringing RG3's wife into the mix where he said he shouldn't have. He said he could have made the point without bringing his wife into it. She didn't have to be the illustration of it all. And I agree with that. I understand what he was trying to do, making a comparison of why he's so quick to and I think for RG's side, he is making it a black and white thing.
RG3 makes it blatantly obvious that he is, pro-white. Like that white is right. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's gone. I didn't mean to cut you off, G, but he's gone as far to say enough without saying RG3 feels like, white is right.
Wow.
I can't put it no blatantly. No more blatant. When you watch his podcast, and honestly, this is as more truthful as I can get. I know we got white people on the show, whatever. And I'm not saying this to be racist, but I got friends that's like that. Honestly, they've made it when they slid between the white thighs. That's and they ain't going back. RG3 is now whitewashed in so many words. You see what I'm saying? And the reason, like I said, this is what this is, and that's what Ryan Clark was alluding to without saying it, because they're both on national TV. He's on a Pivot podcast, and then he's on ESPN. He can't go that far without saying it. All he said was he doesn't understand. He lays down with a person of other color every night, and you're right. But this is it, man. This is it.
Yeah, and I hate that it's come to this, where it's not honestly, it's not about the sport. It's not about the talent anymore. It's about the color of their skin. And I really hate that part of it, because we're taking regular basketball plays and turning it into a racial plight now. And that's what I don't like. And I think that's what RG3 jumped on when that happened. He made it she hates her type thing, instead of, look, man, this is my rival. They've both come out and said we don't dislike each other, but they are, like you said, Corey, they are stuck together, from here on out, because of what they did, what they were in college. So it's kind of like Magic and Bird. They were stuck together the whole time they played. So I think this is something similar to that, but they made it, the media, has made it into a black and a white thing, which is not what sports is supposed to be about. And now we're caught in that cycle of trying to defend one person or the other, which is a problem and had to be fixed. And I think it starts with sports media, and I think we're part of that sports media, the barbershop talk that we do. But I think for the mainstream people, it definitely starts with them, and they have to fix that at some point. Go ahead, Corey.
The how me and OG look at this. Ryan said something that's important. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you was breaking up at first, but I can hear you now.
My bad. Okay, there we go. So Ryan Clark just said something that probably me and OJ can hopefully agree to. He said that Adrian Wilson is the face of the WNBA, and I agree with that. The most important person right now is Caitlin Clark,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that statement may be that there's some truth to that because Asia Wilson has had to fight and claw a lot harder to get to where she is now to be the face of the league versus Caitlin. Caitlin is a bona fide star. She is a good player right now. Same way with Angel Reese. Angel Reese isn't as important as Caitlin because there's not going to be a whole lot of money coming behind Angel. There's going to be a lot more money coming behind Caitlin. Caitlin will, like I said, she doesn't have to be the face of it, but being the most important right now is what helps elevate the WNBA. Asia Wilson will need that help. Her game is not going to speak by itself, but at the same time, it does elevate. Because, like I said, my wife was trying to get some of the shoes. It was sold out in 15 minutes. Her game speaks for itself, but there is a lot of money that won't follow her. You need a catalyst. You need somebody else there to justify why are you bringing this money to this person. You know, it helps the other people to dish the money out other ways too. So that's why I think that can help our argument when it comes to the two. You know, Asia can't be stopped. Asia can, she can't do no wrong. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that, I don't want to invest that way. And most of the time, it's going to be white. As terrible as that sounds, but there's some truth to it. They couldn't wait for Caitlin to get here because it makes a difference when this girl can ball and then she white. Now, I think the misunderstanding came in because I think, and I'm throwing you in there with me now, G. We looking at it from a balling standpoint. The girl can shoot. The girl can hoop. I'm a shooter too when I play. I can hoop. Or I respect the fact that you can shoot, shall I say. And then, now, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, I've been getting a little frustrated with her lately because I've been seeing LeBron James in her with all this flopping. Stop that. If you listen to Caitlin, stop the flopping. but I'm just being truthful. White folks did not, the ones with money. Let me change that. I ain't gonna say white folks. Let's say the ones with money didn't wanna early enough put their money into the WNBA because they saw in Caitlin. This is where I want to put my money. That's why she's important. But I'm glad that she's humble enough to say, listen, there's been some stars that came before me that were great that they should have. And she's going to try to help that cause along. She's not just taking the ball and running with it. So that's why, I like that statement that Ryan Clark said.
Yeah. Because Caitlin she's a basketball player.
Sure.
She just happened to be white, but she's a heck of a basketball player, and she doesn't see it as a black and white thing, like you said, the people that are now following her. Some of the people that are now following her. Now, let's not lump everybody into that same. Now that white people is all that's not true. There are some that was already supporting the
yeah.
But it is they have brought in a lot more, I want to say, racist fans.
What I guess when I say that, like United Airlines wouldn't have gave them the airline deal until Caitlin Clark. Like I said, they could have given it to them 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. They should have. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, even Delta Airlines, and you got the dream here. They should have been flying Delta 10 years ago.
That's a good point. Good point.
Yeah, and then Delta is the hub here. They should have been, and they did.
Yeah, and that's a problem that I think is not just in basketball. That's a problem, just in America. I think we're still trying to get past a lot of those issues that we have, man. So I think great first segment conversation, fellas. Great first segment.
So
go ahead, OG.
So I understand what y'all saying. And we say we're not trying to make it a black and white. But everything Corey is saying is making it black and white.
Yeah.
So my question is, if it's black and white and Caitlin Clark is so important to the WNBA, that means that any other future black stars that come in won't be as important.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No. I didn't say you
I'm
said
saying
that.
that.
That's the question. I'm
Okay,
not saying
okay,
that's what you
okay.
said. I said that is the question. And the prime time example I'm going to use, and y'all know who I'm going to use, is Juju. So I want to see what kind of hype it's going to be when Juju comes into the league, or any other stars that look like us come into the league. What kind of hype is going to be if they had that hype coming out of college?
Mm-hmm.
Juju had the hype coming out of college. Juju's in commercial. Juju got all kind of hype coming out of college. So is she gonna get the same kind of representation when she comes out?
I think she will. I think because the talent that she is, I think she will. But I think she has to keep it up. And what I mean by that, after the injury, she has to come out and play like Paige Buchers did. In her, after her ACL tear, I think she has to come out and do the same thing. The one good thing about Caitlin Clark, she never had a major injury, so the ball kept rolling. Like her popularity kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because she didn't fall off. Like she didn't have an injury that took her out for a certain amount of time. And I think with Juju, her ball was rolling, and now she has that injury. She has to come back and get back on in that ball and have that ball continue to roll. So that's the only thing I can see that could be possibly different. But if she gets back and she turns back into the same Juju that was, giving you 30 points, 28 points, and taking her team to the Elite Eight, I don't see why it wouldn't continue on in the WA with the hype.
Okay, so you just mentioned somebody, and I won't talk about this so long, but you just mentioned Paige Buchers.
Mm-hmm.
So she had that hype.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you hearing about her?
So Paige in college, now she didn't just have one ACL tear; she had two.
Right.
So hers kind of fell off. That's what I'm saying. Hers kind of fell off. She still produced, but she had back to back. So that's when Caitlin Clark, they was like, okay, well, we can't use Paige no more. We got to use the next person, and they put all their sponsorships and media coverage behind Caitlin Clark. Right now, for college, Juju was that one, and if she comes back and performs as Juju has performed before, I think they'll continue to do that. But if she comes out and kind of doesn't end up where she was or has another injury, they're going to find somebody else to put their coverage behind. Unfortunately. Yeah. So
I'm waiting on that moment when she comes back and she gonna be that dog again.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do like Charles Barkley. I can guarantee you, she won't get the fanfare that Caitlin Clark get.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's. I think we'll see. We'll see.
We definitely will.
Yeah, we'll see. And honestly, do you think? And I know we got to get off this topic. Do you think that she needs a rival? Because normally rivals bring that constant viewership when you have somebody that you're going to go at all the time. Does she need a rival? Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark both had a rival, each other. So do you think that she may need a rival? Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson, they were rivals. That's why they continue to go on. Do you think she needs a rival that can get her and continue to boost her?
But that rival came just that one season, because they didn't see each other the next season.
Then they saw each other in the regular season, right? I thought
they don't play in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So that was the year that Iowa beat South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
and all the hand gestures to my girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what started all that. The hand gesture that your girl gave Raven in that semifinal game.
And then
that's what started it all. If you want to know what started it all.
Right. And then that's when Angel Reese was like, okay, I'm getting you payback for that. Right.
That's what started it all.
Did they not play before after that? That was the only time they played?
Yeah.
That's a false statement.
What's a false statement?
She was doing that with Amy Van Lifter in high school. They were doing that. You talking about that right there?
You didn't hear what I said.
Oh, say what you said.
I said the beef between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark started with when she waved off Raven Johnson.
Oh, the wave off. Oh, okay.
Because when Angel Reese played it, then Angel Reese returned the favor to her.
But she didn't respect her shooting ability at the time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. That's what I'm not saying she had just started doing it. I'm saying that's what started the rift between the two of them.
Okay. But I think it's still a rivalry. Well, they made that the rival that they're gonna lean on and to push. And I think, and like Quest said, man, welcome on, Big Quest. He said animosity helps make it exciting. And I think Juju's gonna probably need that as well, man. Going forward, she needs somebody to rival against to make it exciting.
Does she have to? Now she's coming from California, so these two girls are coming from deep south, Confederate Southern states or whatever, where the how would I put this? The racial tension is higher. From LSU to South Carolina to Iowa, those are country town, cities, towns where, there's racial tension. There's no racial tension coming out of Cali.
But once again, Corey, you making it a racial thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the bottom line, ain't it?
It's not a racial thing. Her waving off but your girl from South Carolina, that wasn't a racial thing. That was a you can't shoot thing. That's a basketball thing. Her Angel Reese getting upset because she did it. That wasn't a racial thing. That because I'm gonna show you this, the SEC or whatever it may be. It wasn't.
But why did Angel take it? Let me ask you that. Why did she take that person? Because they friends or something? Or what? Why did
I have
not friends? She
said it was the SEC thing, right? I thought it was the SEC thing.
I think it's an SEC thing, but I think it's too what Corey's saying too. I think they're saying it's SEC, but I think
there's some racial undertones, right?
Yeah.
So you think Angel Reese has some racial undertone towards her?
That's I'm thinking the putting their hand back in their face. Yeah, it's part of the SEC, but I think it has a racial undertone to it too.
I can't help but to feel that way. Well, because we ain't making it up, but I can't help but to feel like there is some of that involved. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, go ahead.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't see anything that's happened in the basketball between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in South Carolina and Caitlin Clark in South Carolina. I don't see any of that as racial. I see all that as basketball. I see all that as playing ball. I don't see that.
That's why I say undertone.
Right.
I don't see the undertone though. I see the undertone. Maybe, and I thought we were talking about the fans had the undertone, not the players. I never felt the players had the undertone. But y'all are now saying that it's the players that have the undertone. And
in that situation, because again, during that time, there's all this hoopla about her breaking the record and all this kind of stuff, and she waving off my girl and all this, and then they go to play LSU. And I think Angel said, "You go do this to a black young lady in the SEC. This is what we go do to you."
Man,
wow.
Or go back just real quick. Go back to last year. Huh?
But Corey, you said she was doing it with Van Leaf in high school.
So I thought y'all were talking about how it all got started with the,
right. But all that is basketball. So she's been doing that to not just to black women. She's been doing it to basketball player, white women too. But
No,
now that she done it to a black woman,
she didn't do this to Raven. Angel Reese did that to her.
right?
Yeah, Angel did that to her.
But,
Right.
but
When she did the Raven was she just did this to Raven.
That's basketball.
How often you see that? How often you see somebody do that?
Oh, when you see somebody, Kobe Bryant, look at you while you shooting Rajon Rondo, while he's trying to shoot at the 3-point line, and he turns around on him, that's the same thing.
But
that's
you didn't see the gesture. I asked you how many times you seen that gesture.
It's basketball. But
how many times have you seen that gesture?
I feel if you watch basketball, you'll see it 17 times in the game when people like, man, that thing ain't going in. Get out of here with that. I've seen Draymond do that. Make it out of here. That thing ain't going in. I've seen that. That's basketball. I'm sure y'all made that a racial thing because
but the key word, like OG said, is undertone. Not saying blatant, but it's like hidden or pieces of it, or it wouldn't be this deep if it wouldn't be a color line.
Has she done that? Has she done does she do that to every black woman that plays basketball, or was it just Ariana McDonald who couldn't shoot back then?
Who?
Oh, who was it? Who was that she did it to? Raven. The Raven. Did the Raven. Yeah. So, or is it just Raven that she did it to? Does she do that to everybody?
I didn't see her do it to nobody else.
Right. Yeah. Right. So what I'm saying is, we're saying because she did it to one person who can't shoot, that and it happened to be black. That
Raven can't shoot.
Well, that day she could not shoot. Right.
Okay.
All right. That day she was struggling. So for her to do that to her, and she just happened to be black, and now to say, oh, she did it because she was black. Oh no, I don't agree with that.
But I tell you one thing though, and we get off of it. Raven returned the favor the next year.
She did.
And guess what else Raven did?
Won a chip.
She put a ring on her finger.
Yeah, she wanted to chill. All right, man. Great conversation, man. Let's go into our second segment. And we talked about people playing well and doing well. And these Indiana Pacers, man.
Halliburton, his three is good. Roll, and he'll find the defensive part. Neesmith, three.
And our second segment.
I can't wait to talk about this.
Everybody's responsible.
You won't want to take the opinion of a stranger. That type of advice is just not for you, because you're at that time of the day where you don't want to waste your money, and your plan is to throw back a shot or two. You're not necessarily an alcohol person, and picking out a brand is fairly new. If you want something to go with your burger, possibly a steak, then check out Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews. Remember, drink responsibly and click that subscribe too, and go with the one the crew and you trust. Cooking Dad's Drink Reviews.
Thank you, Cooking Dad Drink Reviews, for being a wonderful sponsor of our second segment. Check this out.
Good, got it. Shot clock at 7. Brunson with it. He'll make a move. Fly inside. And a big basket for Brunson.
The rim protector on the floor as well.
Neesmith, 3. Good. Another one from outside. The Pacers. Towns. Bridges. Towns to the hole. Neesmith again. 3. Got it. He's a flamethrower.
There was.
Neesmith, it's a 3. It's a 2-point game. Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal. A 3 for the win. And he got
it.
Man, we have to talk about game 1 of this New York Indiana series. Whoa, probably one of the best games I've ever seen live, and exciting. We were on a golf trip, man, and Rodney was like, "Hey, man, y'all gotta calm down. Like, y'all too loud." I mean, we was in there losing it, man, on how exciting the game was. So y'all tell me what y'all thought about that game, and just the comeback of the Indiana Pacers. Let's go with you, Corey.
So I don't know if it was a comeback or the greatest. How they call it, as a flop from the New York Knicks, but you can feel it, huh?
Debacle.
Yeah, because you can feel at some point when Naismith just kept bottoming out and he just could not be stopped. You knew something was gonna happen, you know. And I was like, are they finna lose this game? And then, like I said, Halliburton said, look, I'll finish it off. And that lucky shot, for it to drop straight back into the hole, it just knew they were going to lose this thing. And somebody had already said that the Knicks were, I think it may have been Chris Paul. I mean, not Chris Paul, but Paul Pierce. He said they're flop artists. They're going to lose this thing. And that's what we've been watching.
Ooh. OG.
I'm gonna start out by saying I told you so. I said on this podcast, I told y'all Indiana's gonna win game 1. Indiana's gonna win the series. The response I got from the favorite reality star was, well, Indiana's been playing against handicapped teams that hadn't had all their starters there. They just been lucky. Well, if I'm correct, the Knicks got all their starters. And now they're down 2-0 and fighting for their life.
Have these 2 wins been lucky though? Or I don't know if it's, but okay, Naismith, yes. The 15 threes, goodness gracious. Nobody thought that. And they were up. They were up by like 14 points.
But my thing is, Corey, if you see this guy draining these threes, why you gonna leave him? Why you gonna leave him?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Choke. You allowed it, dude. Then after a while, you just couldn't stop him anyway.
But you talk about flopping. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all want to talk about people doing some flopping.
Jalen Brunson.
I just noticed this. Anytime that dude go in, you don't even have to be touching him. He go. Like somebody doesn't hit him upside his head and he can't stand his balance or something like that. That dude, man. Y'all talking about LeBron?
I've been talking about Jalen for a minute, man.
I'm here to tell you, but I'm noticing it by sitting here just watching these games watching all these games that he got some flop in him too now.
Oh yeah. He just like Shy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm saying this before we get on to that series. I mean, I don't want to cut you off, but I seen what you're talking about, G, where he grabs you and then falls with you. I'm talking about shot. It's a I'm driving to the hole, but I'm pulling you with me just in case I can't get the shot off, so I can flop.
Jalen Brunson does the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing he does. He runs into you and then falls down, and then I feel like that's cheating the game. I hate. Be a scorer. Be a scorer, and I think both of them can score. And I like the way they score, but take the flopping out, man. Stop trying to trick the refs to give you a call, and that's how I feel what they're doing, man. The refs and they're falling for it, and it's frustrating for a ball player, somebody that wants to play ball, because on the other end, you're playing ball, you're taking the physicality because you know it's the playoffs. You taking the little bumps and stuff that happens in the playoffs, but then on the other end, they're falling for the flopping of it all, man. So I can't stand it. I've heard,
and I think that's why Reed. Man, I think it was Reed that pushed Shy down because he was just like, man, I've been.
McDaniel.
Who was that push?
McDaniel. Yeah, McDaniel.
I'm tired of this. He shoved that dude like tired of this. Y'all don't see it, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, but Nas Reed did come out and he was telling the guy, Lou Dort, man, y'all gotta stop flopping, dog. This ain't basketball. Like this is not good for basketball, man. Stop flopping. Let's play ball. Let mano y mano, man. Stop trying to look for the refs to bail y'all out. So, and I think we talked to OG about it a couple of episodes ago about all the free throws they were getting, and so, but to stay on the Knicks and the Pacers before we jump over there, I know we kind of went off kilter, but the Pacers are playing at a very, very high level. The Knicks, they have no answer, and they aren't playing bad basketball. That's the crazy thing. The Knicks aren't playing bad. I think they're out rebounding the Indiana Pacers. They're playing with them. They're shooting the ball well. They have Carl Anthony Towns playing well. I think he had a bad fourth quarter or whatever in the last game, but Jalen Brunson's playing well. Mikal Bridges, and who I said was the X Factor, he's playing well. OG is playing well, and they still can't get over the hump. But OG asked the question in our group chat, man, or in our thing, man. Has Halliburton earned that respect, or has he moved himself up to where now? I was questioning him being in the All-Star game. I was questioning him being on the Olympic team. Has he solidified himself as one of them dudes? Has he actually moved up the ladder, man, to be one of them dudes that we should be talking about as one of the best players in the league right now? OG.
I think he has. And it shows off. It's coming to light in these playoffs. I think he with the shot in game one when the game winner. If he wore size 12 instead of size 13, I like Kevin Durant. It would have been a winner. But I think he hit a winning shot against the Cavs. So it's like that in most cases when they get down to the clutch, they put the ball in his hand. He's the man that's going to take that shot. So I think his stock has rose in these playoffs, at least for me, as far as what he's capable of doing. And one other question you asked us too. You asked us, can the Knicks win without Bronson scoring 30? And I still say no.
Yeah.
If he don't, he's scoring 30 and 40, and they losing. But if he didn't, they'd be in real deep trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Corey, do you feel the same way, man? That has this man earned his stripes? You in the playoffs is where you earn that respect. Is where you earn that all-star superstar status. Has he moved up in that category for you?
So you know what? Somebody said this. With this statement that y'all making, somebody said that he was already that dude. That's why he got put on the Olympic team. He's in a small market where he's not seen, but he was voted on by his peers and by these coaches on that Olympic squad for a reason. Now he didn't get playing time; he should have got more burn, but you had him there as an extra shot in the chamber just in case. But what I'm saying, they said, but he was always that dude, or at least he's been that dude. Now it's like I guess we always go with that superstar status versus star status, type deal, but. They said that he was always the man. We just fell, short of us paying attention to it.
Or do you think him kind of being slighted at the Olympics kind of pushed him to this point? All right, I'm gonna show you all. You ain't gonna give me no playing time. I'm supposed to be just happy to be there. I'll show you. Do you think that may have played a point?
It probably could have, because you see what happened with what's the name with the Celtics? He ended up getting a championship afterwards because he didn't get the playing time that he
got it before. He got it before.
Was it before or after?
Yeah, it was before.
Before, okay, my bad, man. But like I said, you never know what can transpire, what can get you to to be the player that nobody sees. You know what I mean? But I'm slowly becoming more and more of a believer, that he's like the OG was saying, this could be a rivalry, and or this is the second coming of a la Reggie Miller time,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but
it's already a rivalry.
Oh yeah. But I'm starting to respect him having this, the ball in his hands. With 3-4 seconds left to go.
Yeah, he's changed me. I know I've been one who like, hey man, he all right, he a decent player, man, but all-star like over Trey, and this man has shown me, man, like his leadership, his willingness to hit the big shot, like OG said. This man has no fear, and he has a little dog in him. It's a quiet dog, but he got a little dog in him, man. He ain't gonna do a whole lot of barking, but he Reggie Millerish, I guess. He ain't gonna talk to the player, but he gonna talk to the fans. So I see it, man. I like it. It's exciting. I think Quest had put it early in the chat, man. This type of banter, this type of energy is what you need, and makes it exciting, man. And this has been an exciting series, even though it's what 0-2 or 2-0, and they're up right now by like 8. It's still been an exciting series because of the rivalry and because of the animosity. These two organizations don't like each other. These two fan bases don't like each other, and it's showing. And I'm excited about it, man. I think I told you all I was excited about this series going into it. On the other half, in the Western Conference, man, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who got pummeled in Oklahoma City by the Thunder. We always say a series doesn't start until the road team wins a home game. So far, no road team has won a road game yet in this series. The Minnesota Timberwolves put it on the Thunder last night, beating them by 38 points. Shai only had 4 free throws. He shot 4 for 13 for the game. Was that an anomaly? Or
can I stop you right there, G?
Yes, absolutely.
I got a question to ask y'all. Because as much as I respect the fact that my homeboy gathered himself up and went into how they call LeBron James mode when you go into beast mode. Do you feel like the league?
Don't nobody call it LeBron James mode. Who calls it LeBron James mode?
That man say what he want to say.
Nobody called LeBron James mode, man.
I'm saying what
you want to say.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying LeBron James mode. Remember how he did all like Game 5 when they played the Celtics when he was at the Heat. He kept that face on. But my question to you both is the league rigged? It's like all of a sudden Shai can't get a basket. All of a sudden the Oklahoma City Thunder can't get a rebound. They just can't. All the stuff they have been doing 2 games in a row when they just couldn't be stopped. Like you just said, mollywopping, pummeling this team. Now all of a sudden they, it's like they're a regular team. I look at it in ways of, hey, listen, y'all just can't beat this team up. We need at least 5 games out of y'all, of this series. Is the league fixed when you see that happen? When a team get pummeled, mollywopped 2 games in a row, then all of a sudden they just can't find a basket. What do y'all feel about that? Because that's how I felt yesterday. As much as I wanted, the Wolves to take one, but it just didn't make sense. Am I seeing this wrong?
Go ahead, go OG.
I guess it could be a combination of the two, because I know Minnesota should have felt like, this is win or die. You go down 3-0.
It's over.
Then it's over. Mm-hmm. So I think they came out at home with that mentality that we are not going down 3-0.
Okay.
We're not finna get beat in game 3 on our home court and go down 3-0. So I think they just came out with a different kind of mentality. And your boy, what's his name? That came from the Knicks. Can't never remember his name.
DiVincenzo?
Mm-hmm. No, number 30 for
Randall.
Mm-hmm. And Randall didn't even play in the fourth quarter, game 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they saying that didn't hurt his feelings and nothing like that, but I think he came out, he felt like he had something to prove too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was the debacle for him in game 2. Mm-hmm. So I think they just came out with a fire up under, knowing that we cannot go down 3-0. If we go down 3-0, then we liable to get swept.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it was. I'm not going to try to take anything away from Minnesota. But I guess to me, it's just good defense. Ant-Man went on the tear.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, like you like to say.
Yeah. He said, "Let that be."
Look at G rubbing his head. That's why I said that.
He said, no, nobody says that.
But yeah, I think I know the league wants the game. The league may want the games to go further. May not want nobody to get swept. But I'm not gonna take anything away from Minnesota. I think they had a chip on their shoulder, a burden they had to win game 3, which is the same thing that the Knicks should have. But their difference is they're not playing at home.
Mm.
So they're not gonna have a home crowd behind them. Just go give them that when they get down, or whatever the case may be, because they're on the road for the next 2 games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit different for them.
Yeah, and that's where I stand at. The Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City did what they're supposed to do. They won their games at home. They took care of home court. Minnesota went home and did the same thing. I don't want to take anything away from them for them doing the same thing that Oklahoma City did. Oklahoma City did at home. That's what they did what they're supposed to do. And I think
so. You don't see this having anything to do with the league either.
I don't see it. No, I think Minnesota's a good enough team to get them some games. Like this series is going to be a tight series for a reason. Minnesota's not as bad as they have been playing in those 2 games, and I think a lot of it was immaturity. And I say that because they were, if you watch the game, they were doing a lot of arguing with the refs. They were doing a lot of complaining because they weren't allowed to play ball. So they were frustrated. They was playing more frustrated than actually playing ball. They was upset with Shy. Beginning of the game, Shy falls to the ground. He get a call. They throw the ball at him because they're like, man, here we go again. We saw it in game 1 with 11 free throws, and the beginning of the game in game 2, he goes to the ground, and once again, y'all give him a call, man. I'm tired of Ant-Man got a tech right off the jump because he already frustrated. So they played with that same frustration throughout the game. And then OG brought up when McDaniels pushed him to the ground, like this man grabbed my arm and falls to the ground, and he gets the call. Like this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. So I think they dealt with that. They didn't really have to deal a whole lot with that at home. I hope that they allow these refs, not the refs, the players to play ball. Let's see who's the best team out there without the refs getting involved. No player should be getting 15 free throws by falling to the ground, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. He had 11 the first game, 15 the next game. That's insane. that's
how many has Bronson had? You ain't keeping up with that.
No, Brunson has a lot too. Brunson's having he gets a lot as well. He don't get as many as Shy, but he does. He gets his fair share as well. I'm gonna say this too. I think they're not calling it as much in the Pacers game as they do in the, and I think because they figure it's gonna be a little more physical and with the Knicks and the Pacers anyway, so they're probably not calling as much. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and just to go back to the Pacers and Knicks, I told y'all this should be a low scoring series. If the Knicks don't do something to keep this thing low, they're not gonna win. They have to be in a 95 to 100 for them to have an opportunity. Them playing 128, 130, they ain't gonna win no games doing that much. They can't score that well. Like,
who are you talking about?
The Knicks.
Okay.
Their games have to be around 100, 105, 90 to 105. Like they can't play these high scoring games, man. And if they don't do that, they're gonna be in trouble. But back to the Wolves and Thunder, I think they figured something out, man. And I think they understand, we have to play our game without talking to the refs. And I hope they do that in this next game. And I think it's gonna be tied up 2-2. Come tomorrow. I think the Wolves are tied up. Yeah, and they're gonna tie it up. So I thought the Pacers Knicks was going 7. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. They just have no answers for the Indiana Pacers, man. So I don't see it happening, man. And I think I told you all, I thought the Knicks would win, but I wanted the Pacers to win because I didn't think the Knicks fans deserve the dub. But this Pacers team look good. They look good.
But ultimately, you picked the Knicks. You ain't Corey.
I did, OG. I did.
I'm gonna put that on record.
I did.
I'm long whipping it.
He long whipping it. Absolutely.
Cousins got 3 fouls. They in foul trouble.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's go into our third and final segment with our last 20-something minutes. And I want to talk about track and field. And I guess we can talk WNBA. Let's talk a little WNBA first, OG, before we get to that.
My string, you bring that up because the Aces got mollywopped today.
Did they?
By who?
By the Seattle Storm.
By the Storm?
Yes, sir. And when I say mollywop, I mean mollywopped.
What's it? Oh wow. Okay.
What is the Aces record right now? And I know it's early in the season, but we're not used to seeing the Aces come out the box like this.
They're 2-2, right?
They'll be 2-2 with this loss.
2-2.
You got the Liberty, who's 3-0, and you got the Mercury Lynx, who's 4-0.
The Mercury Lynx? Who?
Yeah.
Mercury Lynx?
Minnesota
Lynx, yes, they are.
Okay.
But they're talking about this already talking about MVP because you know who they're talking about.
Yeah, man.
Who
are you talking about, G?
Caitlin Clark.
I ain't heard about Caitlin Clark. I heard about it in the piece of Collier.
Oh no, I saw they said that she has the highest chance of winning the MVP.
Collier or Caitlin?
Caitlin at a like -100 or something. I think however the points go for Las Vegas. She has the. They said she had the best chance of winning it. I was like, man,
what's crazy?
Like game 3. What are y'all talking
game
about?
4. You know what's crazy with that statement you just said? Game 4, and just putting her going up against the Dream. We played her so hard. You know, the Dream had played her so well. Let me change that. Not hard. They played her well enough that we've kept her under 15 points each game that she played against the Dream. Now they, they split, but what I'm saying is, how can you make that statement in 4 games when just with the 2 games with the Dream alone, we kept on the 15?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. She had the ball in her hand against the Liberty to win the game.
Right. Yeah.
They get the shot off.
Yeah. What was the? They said there was a controversial call at the end of the game.
Yeah, I saw that play.
Yeah.
So I'll say this here: it could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a reach in. You could have got it as a steal, and then the other one, it could have gone. Let's say if it was in the second quarter, it could have went as a foul. So it could have went both ways. Now what they were saying is, because shooters shoot, and then she tried to, make kind of flop it at the end, and they should have made the call. But like I said, it could have went both ways.
Yeah, I think Atlanta Dream are. I want to say 2-2 as well.
Yeah, they 2-2.
2-2 as well, and they took they won today against the Sun, Connecticut Sun today, in a big win. So that's a good win for our Atlanta Dream, who are playing much better. I like the direction that the new coaches has us going in, man. So hope we can keep it up. I would like to try to get out there and see a game or 2 for the Dream. Those prices are going up, man. They ain't cheap like they used to be.
Right.
So, that's them here now. They're actually saying they're 3-2.
3-2? Okay, good. So we played 5 games. All
So
right.
they were 2-2 before they beat the Sun today.
Today. Yeah. So I like it, man. I like what's going on. I still haven't seen the second round pick. I'm the second round, the second pick in the draft yet. I still haven't seen her play yet.
She played for the Storm, right? I saw her today.
You saw her today? How did she do?
She did.
She played. I mean, did she put it on the Aces?
No, it wasn't her that put it on the Aces. It was that young lady that came from France.
Oh, the big tall chick.
Yeah, Gabby, whatever, played on the France national team.
Oh, the one. Oh, she played with
the one can dunk.
No. Not the one who played in the Olympics. That was balling out.
Yeah, with France.
Yeah.
Oh, the one who after the Olympics they gave her that 10-day contract, and then she ended up making her way on the squad. Right? Is that the one?
Yeah, she on the Storm. Yeah.
Okay. So she went to work, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
They beat the Aces 102 to 82.
Wow.
Ooh,
so let's talk there, OG. Is that Kelsey Plum missing Kelsey Plum? Is it that big of a factor, man? Is it bigger than you expected?
I think Jewel Lord is holding her own. She had 14 points today.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kelsey Plum is lighting it up in LA, but she is the person in LA.
Yeah.
So of course she gonna light it up in LA. But yeah, she well actually I said it was that young lady, but it actually wasn't her. It was I can't pronounce her name. Her sister on ESPN.
Boom McQuay. Boom McQuay.
Yeah, she had
Nick. Is it Nika? Nika.
Yeah, Nika.
Yeah.
I got a message for you, Corey. Bobby said, "Bring your butt on, man."
Anisha Clark that played for the Aces last year, she with the Storm.
Oh, okay.
Gabby Williams had 12 points, but she hit some clutch shots today.
Okay.
But yeah, they got a pretty good team. I mean, they play good defense. The young lady you talking about, she had 8 points. In 12 minutes.
12 minutes. So she's not that phenom like Wemby was. Like
I was waiting on her to get loose and get a dunk. That's why.
Yeah. Has she had a dunk yet in the game?
I'm not sure. I really don't follow them. I just watch them because they're playing the Aces. So
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I don't think she had, because I would think we were probably seeing it on some kind of sports.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah.
So with all the highlights that we had, in her workout videos, we ain't seen none of that in the WNBA yet. So hopefully it'll come in time, man. But she's still a young player, trying to get her feet wet.
19 years old.
What the Halliburton? The Pacers up by 18 points right now, man.
Bronson got 4 fouls.
That's again. He been getting fouled. I mean, that foul trouble been killing him, man.
And Big Cat got 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's.
Ooh. Okay. All right, man. Let's go into this track and field. Michael Johnson, the great runner, he's starting up a league now. It's called the Grand Slam Track. So he wanted to kind of play off the Grand Slam and soccer, the Grand Slam and I think baseball. So he wanted to use that in track as well, bringing all these great players together and calling it the Grand Slam. So he's starting up a league of 48 track runners. He wants the stars to come out and play in this league, whereas a 4-event league tournament or season where they will be playing in Kingston and like 3 other cities. Yeah, Kingston, Jamaica, and 3 other cities for a pot of 16. I think it's $12.6 million dollars. So this
how does that work with track? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna ask you, how does that work in track? You being a world record runner. How does that? How How does that work? You put 12 million in the pot, but I mean, is there's a bunch of 100s going on? What they
Well,
doing?
so they will have different categories. They have a short sprint that's a 100 and 200 meter run, and that top prize for that would be 100,000. So they'll start that right there, and eight people will earn. So the top 8 that run that will earn money from that race. And so I was trying to figure out the rest of the races as well, and I don't know where it went. So they've acquired right now like $30 million from an investment company that's willing to help them out, and
30 million.
it's trying to bring more attention to track and field. Man, we only watch track and field, every 4 years, and then every odd year they have the world championship.
Wait, y'all don't watch track all year long? I do.
On what?
So like right now, they just finished running like 2 weeks ago. Like it's like a Prefontaine. That was in I want to say it was in Arizona. Yeah, like nowadays they got way more meets. You know what I'm saying? Way more track and field that they show on TV. Yeah. So y'all just watch. You just watch the pre-trials and the U.S. Olympic. What do y'all necessarily watch?
That's all I knew about.
So
Yeah.
how did you know that was on? Because there's no advertisement.
So normally I watch the Prefontaine, or I'll watch the Pelican relay races. I'll watch all those college guys that are trying to get their notoriety. I watch college track. LSU is always on top. USC is always on top. Oklahoma, Georgia tends to be somewhere around there a lot. But like I said, I watch Prefontaine. I watch Pelican relay races. I watch the like I said, Pelican is normally, that's when I was in Louisiana. They'll have those, like I said, LSU will host that. Southern University would do the same thing. But I've always, I've always caught a lot of intermediate running. And, between those 4 years, it's like 7, I think, big tournaments every year.
Mm-hmm. Right. But you're talking college. So I don't
No. Like,
Go ahead.
No. A lot of these.
That's not college players. That's not college. Is that just college people that you said you're watching?
No. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. They have a lot more runners. Like I think there's between the 4 years that they're running, like not just trying to qualify for the Olympics, but there are heats and meets like Dubai. They had them racing in Dubai. They're headed. I think the next big meet that they're going to is TT Terry. She was just doing her little TikToks in Japan. They're racing all over different places. They still keep running. They don't just wait for, like I said, the Olympic trials and then the Olympics. They run all year round.
So the big names are always in these meets too?
Yeah, like I said, TT Terry. I follow her. I was just looking at her, like I said, in Japan. She was just showing what she was eating. She was putting together a little instant bowl of rice, and that thing turned to a big bowl or whatever. But I'm just saying, I watched a few of them. Otto Bolden, I watch him, because he's the commentator. And then I didn't realize, because at first, I apologize. I thought my girl Richardson was gay, but she's dating I forget his name. He's the fastest 60-meter runner, but they race all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the Diamond League. I know
Diamond League. That's another one. Yeah,
but they're in between the 4 years. Like that's not a regular thing. That's a league that comes like maybe once a year or whatever it may be. That's not something that they race all the time. So I'm trying to find the different schedules for them. I know you. I saw they have like the Grand Prix that we just talked about, the Grand Prix season.
They have. Yeah, go ahead. I follow Gabby Taylor. What's Gabby? Yeah. Huh?
Is her name Gabby Thomas?
Gabby
Thomas, yeah.
Thomas. Yeah, Thomas. Whatever. Yeah. I follow her. Like I said, they just ran. I forget where, but they tend to. This is how they make money once they become pros. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they have, and I said it may not be for big money here and there, but like I said, if you're saying that he's putting together, I guess a bigger pot for his league, it's no different from the, like you said, the Diamond League, Prefontaine, a lot of these little bitty leagues where they have to show their face so they can get more notoriety, or like what most of these runners are doing now is, they're reaching for social media to get, a little bit more money here, a little bit more sponsorship, but they have to run all year round.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's what Michael's trying to do. But
Okay.
he's trying to bring more attention to it. Like I guess you see it, but I have never seen a track commercial or anything that says, "Oh, a track event is coming up," and unless it's been, for the Diamond League or for the pre-trials, for the Olympics or any one of those, the FIBA races or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen it. So
Jamaica tends to throw because Jamaica, they got a big heavy running like
a league out there in Jamaica, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica. The Chinese are doing a whole lot better. Great Britain, so you gotta travel now. You gotta have some sponsors in order to do it. But yeah, they got some runners out there.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about, man. So be on the lookout for the Grand Slam track, and a shout out to Miss Diane. She actually put me on to that last night at my dad's birthday dinner. She actually brought that to my attention, asked me what I thought about it. I had never heard of it. So that Michael Johnson, him doing that is great, and I hope he gets enough sponsorships and enough backing to actually make something out of this thing, man. It's kind of like what the LIV did, try to bring more attention to golf. And
Okay.
so hopefully this can do that for track as well.
Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that race with him and Donovan Bailey? They made they did 150 meters because Donovan Bailey was more of a I'm sorry, let's say Donovan Bailey was a 100-meter runner, and then you had Michael Johnson who was a 2 and 400 meter. Yeah, so they came up with a 150. Because that was between 100 and 200. They did a 150, and Michael Johnson came up lame.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, right after the Olympics.
Oh. Oh yeah, so you're a big track guy. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. You remember that, OG?
No.
Yeah, me neither, man.
Does anybody? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, they ran that 150 meter. I think it was for $1 million at the time or something crazy. And Donovan Bailey, said that he was faking, pulled up lame, said he pulled a hamstring.
That honestly, that kind of rings a bell. Somebody, but maybe I'm thinking about Noah Lyles when they say he pulled up lame.
I know this, like I said, this was 96, 97, right after the Olympics. So somebody help me out here if y'all remember that.
Does anybody remember what Corey talking about? Anybody?
he ain't trying to call me out. If anybody remember that? So somebody Google Michael Johnson and Donovan Bailey 150 meters.
Hey man, I think this has been a great episode. Shout out to my guy Brian from church, man. He actually subscribed to the channel today. Thank you for joining the TCY family. We appreciate you. We're up to 589 subscribers right now. We are steady moving up. So all of the new subscribers out there, man, thank y'all. You are greatly appreciated. Remember to tell a friend and bring a friend next time you come, and tell us what you think about the show, man. Make sure you comment in the comment section. Make sure you're liking it as well. Let's get these likes up as well. And then if you want to listen to us after you don't get to see us live, we actually do a It goes live on, not live, but it goes on our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts as well. You can check us out on those platforms as well on Monday. So please do, man. Make sure y'all go follow us on all our podcast platforms as well. Follow our guy, Kamarie White, the Christmas podcast as well, man. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with us, man. Episode 89 in the books, baby.
Hey, before we finish, we'll
Yes.
talk about my name on Wednesday because I got some issues I want to address with you. Number one. Number two. Number two. Do you still hear from Justin Hill?
I not hear from. I text him like maybe a couple months ago.
He playing for the Houston Red.
He balling. He balling out there.
For the Houston Red. Is it
Roughnecks?
Yeah.
Houston Rednecks.
Roughnecks.
Oh, okay.
I saw them today. Because they're playing the DC Defenders. You know, that's my team, DC Defenders.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Justin Hall, man. He out there balling, man, for Houston. This I think this is his second year with them. So he's been balling, man. So I've been keeping an eye on him, and his cousin, he definitely lets me know that he's appreciative of the well wishes that we've given him. So yeah, absolutely, man. I will try to get him back on too, soon. But we may be getting some other people on, man. I got my guy DK, my dad's friend, man. He said he has some people that has played in the NFL that he can get on the show for us too. So we'll see, man. We might get some new guests coming on soon. So
I'm to the lady that do the WNBA.
Yeah, man. She's not answering. She's not answering. Okay. I'm about to get on D, man. She I know she probably busy with her son, but she gotta come on. She gotta come on and talk about the NBA.
Like my man with what was it? What's the golf
hey, look,
yeah.
They shouldn't do that to your boy, man. Caleb, Kenny Anderson, they all do your boy like that, man. I don't know why. Hey, Vit from the Vit Cressy from the Hawks and stuff, man. I don't know what's going on with these people, man.
Yeah, hey, you know what we have to do? Let's go back to what we do before. Let's go back to the guys that did well on the show before. Let get Jumpman. What's my man? That's the scout for the Padres.
Oh, yes, sir. Give my boy Nick Long on.
Yeah, let's get them some good shows, man.
Some great shows, man. Great shows. Maybe I can try to get Charlie back on again now that he's a FAMU coach. See if he'll jump on with us too and talk about his new venture. All right, man. Episode 89 in the books, man. Let's get it.
Nice.
Shout out to my dad, man. Pop, happy birthday. Happy 75th. Yeah, happy 75th, 76th, and 77th birthday. We love you, Pop. My dog, Quest Al Lassiter, my cuz Phil Harris, my homeboy Rodney Littlejohn, James Littlejohn, my nephew NF Skull. Congratulations on your graduation as well. And like I said, my guy Brian from church, man. I appreciate you rocking with us as well. My guy DK, I know you said you was gonna be on as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. My homegirl Mickey Jewel, thank you, Mickey, and Kamarie White. Make sure you check him and his wife out, the Christmas podcast every Tuesday. I appreciate you, my dog. We love y'all. Remember to keep your head on the swivel and keep God first. We'll see y'all on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We are out. Peace. Oh, I did the A Husband's Heart podcast yesterday, dog. So I'll let y'all. Yes. I'll let y'all know when it's coming out, and then I'm gonna have him come on the show, man, so he can talk about it. And OG and Corey, I told him how long you been married, OG, and Corey, how long you been married, man. He said he would love to have you all on if y'all are willing to get on and talk about the husband's heart of about of relationship, your marriage, and how great it is. And Corey,
one statement. There's never one statement to make.
What statement is that?
Happy wife, happy life.
There you go.
Hey, look, I asked him about that. I said, "G, could you really see me doing it? How'd you? Oh, first of all, how'd you do? How did you do?"
They said I did great. And I think we all would do great because we do a podcast. So they said I was a natural at it. So
okay,
so I think you would do great on it, man. And I said Corey has a different take on stuff. His sense of humor is a little different than ours, man. So it'll probably be great for your podcast, though. So they said, yeah, man, if you would send them my information, and we would love to have them on. So I think it'd be good.
So you went to their studio or you went to their setup?
I went to their setup, man. They invite us to the house. It's a great setup. They supply you with your favorite drink. They give you a gift. It's great, man. I got a gift bag. They gave me a shirt and some other things inside of it, man. So it's pretty cool atmosphere. They make you feel comfortable. And I think it's gonna be a great show, man. I can't wait for it to come out. Man.
So they don't go live. They do like Crystal did. And
yeah, they're gonna do like Crystal did, man. I think they said they're gonna start and they're gonna try to start in June. But start maybe even putting the shows out or just giving clips, just get the interest going. So we'll keep y'all updated though. But yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, if
I got 2 more questions for you, G. Since you did,
Okay.
Now, was this you and Crystal, or this is a guy, guys giving their perspective on marriage?
This is the guy. This is the husband's heart. This is the husband's perspective.
Heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the husband's perspective of it all, man. On how you deal with relationship, your relationship, what brought you to this point, and how you deal with conflict and all kind of stuff, man. They had some excellent questions in there, man. Some questions make you think.
Did Crystal go with you?
She did not. I went solo, man. So she's gonna be surprised when she hears all this great stuff I said about it.
Because Crystal tends to give us the truth after G done saved the woman in the ocean.
Crystal, sometimes she doesn't remember everything that happens in our relationship. So she just didn't remember about the women being saved, dog. So
she came back with some receipt there, buddy. She had a video.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I had to get into. I said, did Crystal go?
The video didn't tell the whole story, y'all.
But you liked your experience.
I loved it. Man. I thought it was great, and I got 3 root beers out of it. So
that man said he got 3 root beers. My last question. Question. Can that guy? Was it a group of guys or just one guy asking you questions one-on-one?
Just one guy. His wife is the producer. If you do it, Corey, you're gonna be like, man, this setup is nice. It's like a real show, man. They'll send you a questionnaire that you'll answer, so you have you prepared for the show, and I think you'll like it, bro. Honestly, I think you'll like it, man.
Bring him on the show, dude. Bring him on. The show.
I'm gonna bring him on, man, and let him sell you, because I don't think I'm selling it right. I don't think I'm. Yeah, Crystal said she think you might think it's too invasive.
And because these are our friends.
These
people know me and him.
Yeah.
I think that if I know Corey, and Corey is not. I don't even know what type of question they ask, but I don't think Corey is going to. Corey strikes me as more private.
She said you strike her as more private.
And if they start asking a question about the relationship and all that, Corey he's not going to.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm private. I fear my wife.
He said it's not that I'm private. He said I fear my wife.
I know. I really feel like I really hope that you do it well on the show, because I think that you say things that you think are not going to have the impact they're going to have.
Yeah.
And they end up making me really upset. I really hope
Yeah.
So what she said?
She said that she hopes I did a really good job, and because I might have said some stuff that might have made her upset, and I didn't think it was going to make her upset.
Ooh. See, that's what I'm saying. I know I'll make my wife upset.
You know you'll make your wife upset. So,
Yeah, we all
That's,
yeah.
See, that's what. But you see where I'm coming from. Now. That's why I said, was Crystal there with you? And so now you said G was by himself. You just let him let loose.
Yeah.
When is it gonna be out?
Yeah, when is it coming out?
We don't know exactly when it will, but he's gonna try to start it in June. So I'll let y'all know.
Of course.
We can't see your interview then.
I know that, right?
Not right now. You won't be able to see it right now, but when it come out, I'll let you know.
Nice.
That's what's up.
But he's not trying to catch you and try to get anything that's gonna put you in the doghouse. He's not. It's not that type of thing. It's an uplifting podcast for husbands. So it's not one of those.
Sure.
Yeah. So. Sure. All right, man. We love y'all, man. We out. Peace.
All right. Later.